Born and raised in Alabama, our next guest has always had the heart for music. He grew up listening to his cousin, Gerald Burns, who played guitar on the Country Boy Eddie show. He fell in love with music and started playing in local bands. Troy toured with his rock band, Failed Escape, for many years before staying at home to focus on his family. After welcoming his first child, Troy became immersed in the finger picking style of Tommy Emmanuel and began creating his own melodies. His dynamic guitar playing, coupled with emotional melodies, create an instant bond with the listener. There is no doubt once you hear Troy, you will become a big fan. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Troy Dewberry. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for putting me on here. We've been trying to schedule this for a long time.
We have. I think you mentioned before we started recording this that we tried to get together for 8 months.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a long time, dude, you know? So,
I appreciate all the support for them 8 months, man. For real.
yeah. Oh yeah. No problem. So I see you got a jacket on and I got a warm, is it cold in Alabama?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't used to this. I always hate cold weather. I mean, this is about probably 39 right now, but this morning it was in the 20s.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what it is about South Carolina, but it's cold one day, hot in the next, and then it just fluctuates, you know? I'm like, damn, make up my mind, you know? Yeah. So, why don't can you tell our listeners how we met? Because I think that's a fantastic story. Because I really want to hear your side, and then I'll show you my side.
Yeah, man. I mean, I found you on Facebook and sent you a video of the last of the gunslingers. No, it was This War of Mine I sent you.
Right. Yeah.
And then you shared it, and it ended up doing really, really good on your page.
Yeah.
I got a lot of follows and all that messages just from that.
Good. I'm so glad that happened. Yeah. The way I remember, and it's the same basis that you're on, but I think you saw one of my videos that went viral. It was I forgot his name, Tyler Williams.
Yeah, the acoustic player.
Yeah, because he sang a version of a country song by Shenandoah, 2,000 Roses.
Yeah.
And I think you viewed that and you're like, hey man, this is cool. Is this you? I'm like, no man, it's not me, man. That's my buddy Tyler Williams. And then from there on, then you did send me the last of the gunslingers, and I did share that. And I remember writing about the song, stating that it should be in the movie, you know, like an old Western movie, because it sounds so like it does sound, it has that Western vibe to it, you know, and that's really brought me into your music.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When I was inspired to write that song, I'm a video game. I play video games a lot.
Yeah.
I watch westerns as well. And
right.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was because of that.
Yes.
That game's incredible. Just the story and the storytelling that they tell in that game is unbelievable.
Right.
It really is. So.
Right. Have you played the second one yet?
Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about, and part 1.
But. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I have, and I'll tell you a funny story about that game before we get to the questions. So when Red Dead 1 came out, and I don't know however long it's been, I broke my TV because of it. You know, because on that game you can hunt for a buffalo, and I had a buffalo gun with big long barrels about like that big, and I shot it. I shot it in the head like 3 times. And it didn't die, and it killed me. I slung my controller at the TV. I'm like, oh my god, you know, I broke my TV. So that's, you know, that was a good TV, man. You know, lasted me a long time until I broke it. So sadly, so how old were you when you started playing guitar?
I was 14. I was heading back from a youth retreat from my church, and I had an old little MP3 player. At that time, it might have been an old Walkman or something, a CD player, a Discman or whatever.
Right.
And Force Down came on Kryptonite, and I hate that song today. But it came on, and just something in my mind clicked of, I want to learn to play the guitar, and that's what I did. I started. I can't remember exactly when I started. It was like 14 or 15 years old, somewhere around there. But I'm 35 now, so.
Man, I'm 41, so I'm right there with you, man. Really? Thank you. I hear a lot of that. Well, yeah, and people tell me that I found youth, but I'm like, I don't know where it is, man. Yeah. So, a lot of musicians form bands in high school, and I noticed you had a band called Failed Escape. Was it in high school? No. Was it after?
Yeah, it was after high school.
Okay. Yeah.
I think our last show was 2012 or something like that, 13. But yeah, it was just some local guys from the area. A guy named Netters. He was in a local band for a while, and then he wanted to start a different project. So me and one of my friends, he plays the bass. He was like, "Let's go try out," So he did, and then got me in and went from there. Played in the bars a lot. We did some covers.
Yeah.
Put a CD out and toured a lot.
Yeah.
And then I got burnt out on rock music, just the same chords,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the bar scene, it took its toll.
Yeah, it gets kind of boring, Yeah, because being 41, huh?
Yeah, at the time I wasn't married or anything. I had my girlfriend Megan, now my wife. But,
yeah.
Didn't have any kids, just the whole party scene got really boring, really old.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pushing 41 right now, and the bar scene just does not speak to me like it did, because I was a little wild child, I guess you would call it, back in the day, and I used to hit the bars with my buddies, but I don't, I find that boring now, so I understand where you're coming from on that one. With all kinds of genres surrounding rock, you got your hard rock, your heavy metal, and all, and everything, and the subcategories that fall under rock and roll. What style of rock did your band play per se?
It was more like Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle. It was inspired by Coheed and Cambria, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We played the covers. We really didn't play like. That's the style we played. I mean, we covered a bunch of Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, and all that stuff.
All good stuff.
Yeah. I think there's some classic rock in there too, but that's the style we tried to shoot for.
Right. Did you always grow up in the state of Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was born in McPherson, Kansas, but moved down here. I think I was 2 weeks old. So. Yeah.
Right. So did you incorporate your country roots in your guitar playing now, as opposed to your rock roots?
I try not to, not on purpose, but
right. Yeah.
I think it comes out. I mean, there's a few country licks that I actually learned, so that's in there a little bit, as far as some of the runs I do.
Right. Yeah. So, knowing you for 8 months, I noticed you played the style of finger picking. How did you become attracted to finger picking in the style of Tommy Emmanuel?
Well, after I quit the band and stuff, I had to get a job because I had a kid on the way, and we really wasn't making that much money playing in the bars, split between 4 people. But I heard Classical Gas on YouTube by Tommy Emmanuel. I knew of him, but I really never studied him or anything.
Right.
One day I really sat down when I had time and watched, and it blew my mind. I mean, then I started listening to a bunch more of his songs, like Angelina.
Right.
I think one he wrote for his daughter, and just hearing that, and just coming up with a story in my mind from that music is just, I thought that was mesmerizing. So I was like, I'm gonna try to do this fingerstyle stuff and try to tell a story without words. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. So, now, I'm very new to finger picking guitar style. Is that very familiar with flamenco music? Because I remember way back in the day, a guy named Esteban. I'm pretty sure you've heard of him
Oh
because
yeah.
he did all these
Yeah.
infomercials all the time. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I can't get rid of this guy.
He was
So
amazing.
I know, right? Yeah. So is finger style picking sort of come from flamenco?
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I've really never studied flamenco or anything. I do kind of. They do a lot of like the sweeping with the four fingers. Sometimes I'll try that, but most of the time it's just I keep my thumb. I'll pull my guitar up. I'll
Yeah.
keep my thumb kind of just sitting here, resting.
Okay.
Not my thumb, my pinky. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But flamenco, they're more like this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Their five fingers are like the picks of stuff. So, um, so after you master the art of finger style picking, what is the next style that you plan to conquer per se?
Uh, Maybe like the sweet picking stuff. Like
Man, that
just
yeah, yeah.
all over the board. That'd be cool. Uh,
I think you can do it because some of the videos I've seen you do, man, you do incredible stuff with your. I mean, with your left hand. Oh my God, it's crazy. So
I haven't practiced as much on that as I should because I've been doing this forever. But
right.
play a lot of open tunings as well. And can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, you cut out.
Yeah. No, so when you were growing up, did you always start with the guitar? Because I noticed that most musicians start out with the instrument in like high school. They don't really want to play it, but they were blessed to the party, and they were like forced to play something else. Was guitar your one and only instrument that you ever wanted to play, or did you want to try something else?
Uh, when I made up my mind when I was 14 to play, that's just what I stuck with. I
Yeah.
come from all my families. I mean, you read it. My cousin was playing on Country Boy Eddie's show. I don't know if you know that, but people in Alabama and surrounding,
Yeah.
they'll know him. But he played the guitar for them, and he can play like the fiddle, the piano, all that stuff. So a bunch of relatives on my mom's side. It's just, I mean, they can play anything.
Yeah. Which is
So
always good.
Yeah, I bought a banjo to try to learn to play, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Away from the guitar because
Right.
I love it so much. So
Yeah. Well, I think that you chose the right guitar. Well, I mean, acoustic, because I've heard that acoustic is a lot harder to play than electric guitar because you
yeah,
have the feedback and stuff. So anybody that can play guitar as well as you do, I mean, I give you all the props.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the acoustic's a little hard to fret and stuff.
yeah,
Electric, your
yeah.
fingers are not everywhere on it.
Right, and it helps to play electric guitar because you have distortion and feedback, and you don't really have to maneuver your fingers like all that much. So yeah, because Kyle Gass from Tenacious D, man, he does some incredible stuff with guitar too.
I was
So
on Tenacious D in Birmingham. I think it was 2007 or something like that. I went to a show. They came to Sloss Furnace in Birmingham. That was the funniest show I've ever seen in my life.
right,
I
yeah,
love Tenacious D.
yeah, man, I'm still waiting to get that ticket, but COVID, right? So yeah. As you were growing up, did you grow up in a house full of music, or did you find music in other ways?
Uh, my mom sang in church, but I mean that's at our family reunions. They'd always have like a guitar and banjo and stuff, and it'd be picking out there by the table. And other than that, no, just my mom singing in church.
That's it. Your mom, your dad never really listened to music in the house, or he never really had a favorite band that he catered to.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
huge inspiration too. When I first started to learn to play, I wanted to be just an amazing blues player. So I studied blues for a long time.
Right.
And I had posters plastered all over my walls.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Hendrix, man. I mean, they're masters. Like, I mean, too bad they're gone. So otherwise we would have got some incredible albums. Um, so what advice would you give young up and coming guitarists that really want to learn how to play guitar?
Uh, be patient. Number one.
Yes.
Find a technique. If you want to learn finger style, just stick with that. Don't move from like finger style to all this stuff yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, mainly number one, just tough it out, because after about 2 or 3 months, when you can finally start putting chords together, stuff will start clicking. And
Right.
you'll be able to do more and more and more. But it's
Right.
getting over them 3 months, 4 months, however long it takes. But,
Right. So I've been told that the easiest songs to start learning guitar would be Tom Petty. Would you agree?
The first song I learned was Tom Dooley. I don't know if you know that old country.
No, sir, I don't know.
Yeah, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley. But it was the same chords as Free Falling by Tom Petty, and that was the second song I learned.
Right. Yeah. So what are those chords? So in case somebody wants to know, they can.
Yeah, it's G, C, and D.
G, C, and D. Right.
We'll play it with different tuning, so it sounds weird. See.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So now there are many up and coming musicians that are kind of anxious to learn or hesitating to learn. What advice would you give new musicians as opposed to learning the guitar? Do you know what I'm saying?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Not really. Like that's hesitant on learning.
Yeah, like what advice would you give them as opposed to well I guess you just answered it. You said don't give up and don't stray to like another thing. Because you want to learn one thing, you learn that one thing before you move on to the next, right?
Exactly. I mean, don't do a C if you don't know G. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Even if it takes you a month, because when I was fingerstyle picking, I sat there over and over just working on my thumb. And then it drove my wife insane, absolutely insane. But that's all I did. I mean, until that was down, because that's the base of fingerstyle picking is your thumb.
So. Right. Yeah. I guess you got to build up that finger strength first before anything else, right? Yeah. And it'll take you a lot longer in the long run to learn one thing and then say, oh wait, I want to learn this one more, and I'll come back to fingerstyle. That takes long. Yeah, that takes a long time. Yeah, so I understand.
Yeah, when I was learning covers, I would do that same thing. I just get so bored of learning it, because then I try to just move on to like a Metallica song. So I knew like half a bunch of songs.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of Metallica, our last song, listen to me. Our last question for you would be, what are you listening to right now? So that because I'm always open to new music, and I'm always you've seen my album player. I listen to country and rock and roll and metal and rap. So.
Nirvana,
yeah, dude, Nirvana, kills. I miss Kurt Cobain, because I wish he was here to give us more music like Hendrix or Vaughn. Yeah. But what are some of the music recommendations that you do have for me and my listeners?
Have you ever heard of the Steel Woods?
No.
It's a country band. They're excellent. I mean, you definitely got to look them up. I listen to just random stuff all the time. I mean, I go from the Rocky IV soundtrack, think it was Training Montage is the name of the song where he was training in that movie, that song that was playing in it.
Right.
And then I listened to Snoop Dogg the other day. You know, it's just it's all over. And then I'll put in Manny McKee and Tommy Emmanuel, then the Stillwoods, and I'll go to like Tyler Childers and stuff like that.
Right. Man, you have exactly the same taste I have, I think, because I was talking to I was doing an interview yesterday, and we were on the same discussion, and I told him that if you listen to my playlist, I go from the Brothers Osborne, which I got the album right here, back somewhere right here, and then go straight to Lamb of God, straight to Ice-T, straight to like Kendrick. I mean, it's like everywhere, and I think that it says something about you because you're open-minded. You're not closed-minded. Because when I was growing up in high school, man, you couldn't talk away from me from Metallica at all. I love that band to death, and I think that's and as I grew up, I started becoming more open to new music.
Yeah.
So there's one person that I really want to share with you right now. Have you heard of Marty Ray Project? The Marty Ray? No. Okay, so Marty Ray is I guess he's acoustic because I never heard him any other guitar, but he did a cover of Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby that's really good.
On acoustic?
Yes, it's amazing. Wow. Yeah, you need to check it out. Yeah, so Troy, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. I know it took us a long time, 8 months, but I'm so glad to get you on right now, man. And it's been an honor, talking to you.
Well, thank you, man. Hey, let's do it again whenever you want to. Shoot me a message.
Please, let's do. Yeah, man. Oh, awesome. So
do a live feed or something one day where we're playing and talking and stuff.
Right. We are thinking about doing like a live feed on Instagram or like YouTube, and like next year sometime. I'm not sure because this just came to my mind when you said that, and I think that you would be a good asset for us to help out, get your music out there more, and I'm sure you're doing really well with the with all the following. You got a lot of followers on Facebook now, right?
Yeah, I think it's about 5,600 or something like that.
Okay, so with all that, are you getting more requests for songs or like any bookings or I mean?
Just locally, really.
Right.
I haven't tried to start booking heavy because of my job. I work, a good bit. Got kids and wife to provide for and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe once this COVID stuff's over, really get on the ball with that.
Yeah, it's been a hassle with this COVID crap. I can't stand it anymore. So, yeah. So anyway, So once again, I do appreciate you coming on. And where when the people find you? I know they can find you on Facebook and YouTube, but I just want you to,
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I think that's it for now. Just Troy Dewberry Music on all streaming services and social media.
Cool.
I got 3 songs right now on Apple, on iTunes, and Spotify, all the streaming services. Troy Dewberry Music.
Cool. Well, thank you again, man. I appreciate you coming on. All right.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.